All right, this is what you're gonna need today. Notebook number 1, the addition worksheet that I gave you in class yesterday that says no regrouping. I numbered them because they weren't numbered. I want you to do the same thing, going in the same order. 1, 2, 3, and so on. So we should have 9 problems. Before you do this activity, please practice the subitizing videos that I've posted on Schoology, okay? All right. Not many notes to take, but this is just our title. I know it's long. So I put the title of the worksheet, addition with no regrouping. And what we're going to do is we're going to estimate, which we've been doing with compatible numbers. We've also been doing that. Thinking of them as quarters. We've been doing that. And then we're going to determine if our actual answer is reasonable. And I'm like, oh my goodness, look at, we have that suffix again, able, meaning can be done. It's attached to the word reason. When someone uses reason, they're making sense of things in their mind. They can understand something and they make good decisions. So reasonable means like, is something a good choice? Is it making, it can make sense in your mind, okay? I'm gonna do number 1 with you guys. And what I've written here, I would like you to write as well, because this is the thought process that I want you to take, okay? So you can pause that to copy those down. And we will do number 1 together. And the reason why I wanted you to, I'm stressing that you practice the subitizing, is because hopefully you're starting to notice that you're recognizing those number patterns in your mind, and you're starting to add these numbers together a lot quicker in your mind. There's no regrouping, meaning you're not going to have any new groups at the top or the bottom, whichever you prefer, okay? I wanted it to be all within 10 so that you get to practice, put into action the subitizing. So 4 and 3 is a lot like the subitizing we had yesterday, where we really analyzed like how people would group the dots to find 7. That was a fun activity, I thought, and very interesting to see how many of you saw patterns differently. So hopefully you are, trying to practice not counting by ones. I don't want 1 on 1. I don't want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want that to happen. Of course, if that's something you're doing still, then we're practicing to get beyond that. But I want us to start to see those patterns, and I'll jot it real quick. So if I were looking at 4 and 3 and we were doing that with subitizing, you guys remember this yesterday? This is what was on our video. Some of you said that you counted, which you would have had to do that really, really fast, but you counted 1 by 1. And then others, we could see groups. So sometimes we saw a group of 4, like that, and a group of 3. Okay. So we know that this is going to be 7. 2 and 2 is 4, and 5 and 2 is 7. So what I want us to do after we get our actual answers, that's the actual answer is 747. I want us to estimate, and I want us to practice again using those as, thinking of them as quarters, okay? So I jotted down some thought processes you could have here. I feel like this is kind of a lot to see. Here we go. So the problem we just did is 524 plus 223. You could use the chart where we listed the patterns of like counting by 25. That was in the homework from 2 days ago, and I sent that home with you yesterday, told you to keep it. I want you to think like this. Think of 524 as $5.24. That amount, $5.24, is close to $5.25. So think of 524 as about 525. Now 223, I want you to think of it as $2.23, which is close to $2.25. So these are our estimated amounts here, okay? So we could add those, and when we are trying to make an estimate, a lot of times we want to be able to do it mentally in our head. If you do feel like you still need to regroup, go ahead, but of course I'm going to always encourage you to try to push yourself a little bit more. So if I think about this right now, I'm knowing that 25 and 25 is going to be 50. And then this is really a 500, right? And that's really a 200. So if I think about my subitizing groups again, I could think of having this group again, just like we had yesterday, right? Maybe I picture 5 and 2 more. Ooh, 5, 6, 7. So really the 500 and 200 is 700. So our estimate is about 750. Are these two numbers close? Yes. If you answer yes, that they're close, then our actual answer is reasonable. So we would say yes. Now, making the decision that numbers are close becomes a little bit more of a challenge the higher we get, because it's really going to depend on how close or far away is your estimate from the actual numbers we're adding together. And that can be a skill that you start to become more comfortable with as we practice it more, okay? If you felt like these were too far away and they weren't close, then your actual answer would not be reasonable. And I would want you to go back and check your work, okay? So you're going to do this for the rest of the problems. And that means I want to see an actual answer, and I want to see you estimate or making compatible numbers and thinking of them as quarters for all the problems, okay? And you're going to do that work in your notebook. So actual answer on the worksheet, estimating in your notebook. Alrighty? Making sure you number it because we want to be able to keep track of it. So for number 2, I would put it right here, okay? And I guess I should tell you, like, if you feel more comfortable making like the circles like we did for this problem, you could do it like this. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 is $1. We want to try to go up to the $5.25, and we know that 4 quarters is going to equal $1, right? So there's $1. There's another $1. Another $1, and another $1, and another $1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, $5, $5, 25 cents, 25 cents. Now we're going to model here. There's $1, so I need another set of 4, $2, and 25 cents. I can't group these together because there's not 4, right? But I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 quarters, 50 cents. $7.50 or 750. So this is something that you can be doing too if you feel more comfortable being able to model it that way. Alrighty.